Hi everyone, before we get started on today's video, I've got a quick update for you. So if you guys are following along, I'll have an update at the end of this video on my personal weight loss journey. So if you guys are interested in that, it'll be after the car content. Now, what would a good video be without getting a good cold start? You know what I think though we need on the cold start? We got 3 cars lined up here.
Yep.
I think we need a comparison video between What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a special guest for you here today. Also I've got a special car outside. So I got my good buddy here, PJ. He actually runs Mustangs here in Missouri. It's a Facebook page. So PJ, tell us just a little bit about the page and how it got started.
So Mustangs was started by 3 guys. We had seen a need for something in Missouri to have our own place to get together and talk about Mustangs, talk about the things that we love. And so we started with 3 guys, and we're like 3,500 members now.
I don't know if they're, when it comes to car communities and stuff, and it's something we're both heavily involved in, I don't know if there's a better car community group. And it's not because I'm biased, it's because I like all cars, right?
Yeah,
I don't care if it's Chevrolet, Ford, Mopar, I like them all. Now I'm a Ford guy first, but I'm a car lover. And I don't see the kind of camaraderie and the brotherhood that you see in the Mustang pages like you see in other pages. So what I was telling you guys about, we got to get out there and go check out this car. So just for this, we got all 3 cars out there uncovered, ready to go, and wait for you guys to come check them out. And PJ's got an amazing story about this car that you guys are going to see now. All right guys, so we've made it outside. As you can see, we've got a nice little lineup of cars here. We'll get some better video content for you on that here in just a minute. But right now I want to talk about this 2001 Cobra, which has an amazing story. When PJ started sharing this story with me, I was just intrigued that the car, and I always like to call it auto archaeology.
Yes.
And this car has a ton of auto archaeology in it. So I can't tell the story as good as he can, so he's going to tell you kind of the story, how this car started and how, of course, it's finished.
So it started as, that auto archaeology. That's a great way to put it, because I've always been one of those guys that if I buy a car, and I buy a lot of cars, I like to find the history about it, because there's so many unique stories, and people, a car has a story just like people do. And sometimes, it's the best way to learn about it is to start asking questions. So I contacted the previous owner, the guy who actually built the car. He's from the Midwest part of the state of Missouri. And I started asking him some questions about it. It started out as just a bone stock 2001 Cobra. And a lot of what you see is not stock, like the hood and the wheels and things of that nature. But it's really when you start diving into the drivetrain on this car that you start looking at what a unique thing is. So I started asking questions about this because I found this car to be extremely unique. And I found that the further I started diving into this, I was like, this story, there's a lot more to the story. So the guy I bought it from had built the car and had gotten to a point where, a lot of us have gotten into a car build where family started coming first. And he started having some kids and things of that nature. And he kind of wanted to move on with his life and move on. Sometimes we have to move on with our projects too. So he built the car, and basically it was undriven. It had some miles on it, and didn't have a tune on it. So had taken that, and the guy I bought it from had done some of that to get it tuned and to get it driving.
So it was running and driving. But so if you back up just a little bit on the history on this car before that guy got it, how did he buy this car? So PJ, so this guy that had built this car, that got it kind of finished, but not 100% finished, like probably 90% ready to roll. But how did he come across this car? And he came across this car very uniquely of how it was when he got it. So tell us about that.
So he needed a vehicle to put some of his frame or some things of that nature.
So he had a GT that was rusted.
So
he's looking for a.
He was looking for a nice
roller,
or not even a roller. And
shell.
We'll post some pictures up of that in the video. But this car was basically a body, no axles or anything. They actually had to build a cart to set the body on, and so it was an original 2001 Cobra. I have the papers with it as well, but it was a low mile. I think it had 55,000 original miles on
55,000 mile, and it was a shell. So why was it a shell, PJ?
So somebody took, and I'm a truck lover myself, they took an F100 and they took everything out of this car and put it in that F100.
I mean that's a cool F100 build, don't get me wrong, but like you would think, so you're wanting the IRS out of it, you're wanting the drivetrain, the trans, and the the engine, and putting all that into an F100, but you did that with a super low mile Cobra. I mean, hey, to each his own, man. I mean, that's a cool build, but still, like, wow. So this guy just looking for a shell for his other car comes across this and buys the shell of a low mile 2001 Cobra. That's pretty dang amazing. Now wait till you guys hear about the build of what made this car even special. So the guy gets it and he's like, I'm just gonna build this car, right?
Yeah.
And then we get into some serious stuff that's not done a lot on these cars, so I can't wait to show you that.
Well, we're just gonna show you.
Let's pop that hood, man. That looks a little bigger than a 4.6.
You know what? It is. This is, guys and gals, this is a 5.4 liter. This is actually, I believe, a 3-valve navigator block. So he worked for Ford, he purchased a brand new navigator block. It has the actual Cobra heads on it. And there's some other cool features on this car. He actually machined, or had an intake spacer machined to fit the original Cobra intake on it. So if you look at this car, it kind of looks factory, and that was kind of his goal of this build, was to build something that you pop the hood on it and you're like, that looks different, but it still functions as it would if Ford actually built this car.
So we've got a 5.4 that's been modified, basically all brand new. Everything under it's all brand new. That's a lot more healthy than a 4.6 for one. You can't.
It's got a lot of torque to it.
What's that old saying about cubic inches?
Yes.
There's no replacement for displacement. And that comes true when it comes to these. And it's got a TKO, right?
TKO 600.
Okay.
And then it's also, it's been solid axle swapped. So like a lot of guys do with these IRS cars, they don't necessarily want to replace bushings and things of that nature. And a solid axle swap is really great on these cars, because if you like to go in a straight line like I do, by golly, it puts the power to the road. So.
Look, I'm nothing against solid axle here, man. They've worked for many years, but what a cool car, man. And that is an amazing story of how this car came to be. And then somebody seen, hey, here's a shell of a car, and I want to turn it into something that, I mean, how many more 5.4 swapped 2001 or any new Edge Cobras are there? There's very few. So you got something special here, and everything works. It's got air conditioner, it all works. So the car, I'm sure, is a blast to drive, and I love the FR500 wheels on it. I know you kind of went back and forth if you want to change them. I think they fit the car very well. I love those car wheels anyway, but I do want to show you guys the interior of this car. So yet more cool information about this car, which I did actually not know, that I knew this interior was super nice on this car, but so tell them about this interior, then I'll show them.
So the story I heard from the previous owner was, this is a parchment car, and I guess that was a very hard option to find back in 2001. A lot of people don't like it, but I love the two-tone color to it. But this interior, these seats, actually came out of basically a new old stock Cobra. So when he found the seats, they were wrapped in plastic and sitting in somebody's basement.
So somebody bought a Cobra, yanked the stock seats out of it to put racing seats in it, and then they just sit there. So had basically new old stock seats to put in this car.
Yeah.
Check this interior out, guys. I think when it comes to seats that go in a Fox body, these are some of my favorite seats that I see people put and a Fox body. And of course, most of the time you see the ones that are the gray ones, right? But these, and I don't think I've ever seen the parchment in these Cobra seats before. You've seen the parchment in like a GT, but to see this parchment on a Cobra seat, pretty dang amazing. Now, what would a good video be without getting a good cold start? You know what I think, though, we need on the cold start? We got 3 cars lined up here.
Yep.
I think we need a comparison video between this 5.4 and 2 302s. What do you guys think? I think we might as well get 3 cold starts.
Let's do it.
All right, let's start with yours, buddy. What exhaust is on this car?
It's actually got stock headers because there's absolutely no room for another type of header, and it's just stainless out the back. That's it.
That's it.
So just X pipe with pipes. That's it.
X pipe with pipes. No mufflers.
Nope.
Ooh, it sounds good though.
Yeah.
It sounds. I mean, it's rowdy.
It's got almost a little bit of an exotic sound to it, but it also has that muscle car sound that you want.
Heck yeah! All right. Well, let's go get the 86 next. All right, boys, let's get this 86. It's not gonna be nearly as rowdy as that 01. Boys, let's do my 91, and I would say it's almost as rowdy as that 01, but not quite as much.
Cannot go wrong with cams.
Guys, we're doing just what car guys do. We're hanging out, messing with each other's cars, pawing over each other's cars, talking about cars, and that's what it's all about, is being part of that community, and that's what I love being a part of. So for now, VJ, man, I appreciate you coming by the house, brother.
Absolutely.
Enjoyed hanging out. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, and I'll see you guys on the next one. For those of you who have stuck around to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all of the support and encouragement, all of the comments, everything, guys. You guys do not know how much that means to me. Also, something I really didn't consider that might happen is that many of you guys are coming along for the ride with me. That is amazing. So something that I'm doing is helping encourage you guys as well. Plus you guys are encouraging me. That's what it's all about, and that's what this community is all about. I actually started my diet on Monday the 27th, And today I'm filming this is actually Sunday. Today's what, the 2nd or 3rd? So basically I'm 6 days into the diet, and the diet that I'm doing is a keto diet. So if anybody knows anything about keto, that takes 3 to 4 days before your body gets into ketosis. So I've not had the full effect of being on keto for a whole week, just because I don't have a full week in yet. I've got 6 days in yet, plus my body hasn't really had time. But still, I have lost some weight. So along with that, I'm going to start this week on exercise to couple that with the keto, and I plan on doing keto for 2 months. That's my goal. And then I'm going to switch to more of a sustainable, lower fat, more portion control type diet. And guys, I think it's really important, no matter what in life, is especially with this weight loss goal, is I need to set goals. I need to set specific goals. And that way I know what I need to do to achieve those goals. So I got to thinking, we've got, what, Ford Takeover in June? I think it's June the 10th, 11th. I think I'll put up the screenshot of when that show is just to make for sure. So that's basically what, 5 months away, just a touch over 5 months away. So if you figure total diet time, what, 5 months and 2 weeks? So if I was to lose 2.5 pounds average per week, I would be down over 50 pounds by the time I see a lot of you guys at Ford Takeover this year. So that's my goal. You guys help hold me accountable to that, and I'm going to keep on updating at the end of every week. And sometimes my videos aren't every week, but I will try to put out one every week this year, but I can't guarantee it because my life is super busy, guys. So with all that being said, I've got a goal. So I want to be down to about 250 pounds by the time I see you guys at Ford Takeover. So my starting weight was 306 pounds as of last Monday, the 27th of 2021. Now that we're in 2022, I've actually down 4 pounds. I weighed this morning and I was at 302. So look, marginal success in the first week, but again, the ketosis really is not kicked in until the last couple of days. So I hope to see some bigger gains come next week's video. So you guys make sure you come back. And also, I want to see all of the comments of you guys that are taking the ride along with me. I want to hear about your journey and what your weight loss goals are, and also how you guys are doing each week, because that encourages me as well. And you guys keep encouraging, because that keeps me honest. Thanks.